Okay, stream time. Back at the normal hour. Because I'm not so sleepy. I got a got a weird one today. In fact, I'm gonna open up its its itch page because it's got some important information. The game today is Crescent Loom, which for one, what's this aspect ratio? This is a very small complaint. But what is this like 1000p? It doesn't exactly fit. I mean, I've got like a 1080p monitor, and it like fits in with just a little space left over. It's very strange, but that's not really a complaint. So, this game is more of a tool. Uh, it is. It describes itself as like the cell stage of Spore, but wanted more depth. First biologically realistic nervous system simulation game. It lets you in a hands-on man scientist way tinker with everything from neurotransmitter to ecological niche of an animal. What this means is, despite it being a very simple version of biology, it is way too smart for me. This is used in like college classes, and I went to college for English, which means I'm I'm so far out of my depth. It's also kind of abandoned, sort of. The engine or the code even that it runs on was abandoned, and the developer started using an open source version. But like they kind of hit a wall, and if they want to continue working on it, they said they need to apply for a grant. That's the kind of game this is. The one that you get grants for. Oof. I did the tutorial. It is woefully insufficient. But let's it doesn't really matter where you go. So let's just go here. So I'm gonna start by making something from scratch. So what you got is you got like bones, you got organs, you got senses, it's some decoration and muscles. So let's start by making the hips don't lie animal. You can turn on symmetry mode. Let's turn off symmetry mode. You know what? That's too many. That's too many hips. Let's put on I don't know, a couple spindles and put some more hips on it, and then lots of fins. And then let's get some muscles going. So you want to do this. You want to connect these so that they can like squeeze. And you want to kind of do something like this. Oop. Let's give it a couple eyes. And some filter feeding mouths around the sides. And now we go into the brain. So this muscle is this one, this is this one, this is this one. So let's you know, organize these. And how about some pacemaker neurons? Like here and here. Connect them like this. And then hit tab so that these come on. we go. Hit tab so that these become inhibitors, so they'll sort of take turns, and then connect the muscles. Now the muscles will take turns being stimulated, so they'll go hoi, 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 and I have them ordered wrong. Get rid of that and do like that. And this should be just periodically going on. So it's just like always going forward. But if it sees something, I want it to turn off one of the muscles. Yeah. And make this inhibiting. Do the same over here. And now it should, if an eye sees something, like sort of turn off that side of the fins, and the other one should turn on. So let's let him go. It was a little floppier than I thought. Just sort of goes up. Doesn't really turn at all. But I mean, it kind of works. And this is this is the whole game. You can also just drag it around, so you can get it close to whatever you want. Look at that. He's calorying. There's a big one. What is this? Oh god, that's gross. It made a baby. So I think the turning system has utterly failed. But like I know what to do about that. Another thing you can do is make from a pattern. So let's make this guy. So we start with symmetry mode and lots of blocks. And then some spindles. I don't know how to make it do like that. Okay, there we go. A spindle and a spindle with a nibbler, and a nibbler. Then add a... I don't know what that is. Then add a sucker. And one big muscle down this way. And then in the brain, we need to add a couple neurons and an adapter. Move the muscle over here and the sucker over here. Connect them like this. And then do one of these. Strength, huh? You know, the glutamate receptor. Just... I don't know what this means. Oh, here you go. Strength 0.25. This needs to be 2.5. This needs to be 2.0. And then duplicate the ganglia. And add another sucker and another muscle fiber. Then in the duplicate ganglia, move this neuron over here. And this muscle over here. And then connect it to this loose end. Whereas this... an adapter neuron. Okay, there we go. Connect this over here. Inhibit to modulate. And then make it 2.5. And then have this connect down here. Have this connect down here. Make this modulate 2.5. Set it to go and just drag it over and it should start. It is not. I mean, the pathways are slightly different, but that shouldn't matter. Why didn't that work? So, what did I do wrong? It all looks right to me. I don't know why it says matte and off. So you can see how way too smart this game is for me. Even with following a literal instruction book, I still mess it up. This is just constantly firing. It appears that I have somehow messed up the muscles. Because this is just... it's firing, but it's stiff. Why is it stiff? Oh, because these bones are stiff. Well, let's start all over. I picked the wrong bones. You see, there is kind of one fundamental problem with using this as like a learning tool, and that's without an instructor who knows what they're doing, right? Um, you're gonna get people like me who manage to completely mess it up and then have to try to figure out why. I managed this time, but only just. It has the strength on all these. Let's set up the next one. Move these over here. Do largely the same thing. Set the strength again. Okay, that should be good. Looks like they're still connected. That's still 2.5, that's still 2.5. And now it's walking. Well, looky there. This time I managed to follow the instructions correctly. Now if we let him go, he should eventually find food by walking along the surface and chomp it up. Oh no! He missed. Now he's just floating. Suck. It feels almost a little too sensitive, or too flexible. It's not getting a great arc because it's sort of curling in on itself. Okay, now if we go back into the brain, and we make a connector go like this, on both of them, and make a new neuron, make a new something. Take a basic neuron and an always on neuron and have them this one should be that one, and this one should be this one. And then connect, 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 and make it inhibit. Inhibit with a strength of 0.25. Make these a strength of 0.25. And then this connects up here. That goes like that. It becomes an inhibit with a strength of 2.5. And now we add one, I don't know, pen nib. a jet. Stop that. I just want to move the camera. Add a jet like so. And have the jet go over here. With a pacemaker neuron. I need to move this a little closer. That connects down to here. These, not quite. And these connect. Please. There we go. These connect to it. And they inhibit. Oh, is that it? Ah, if it's stuck to something, then the jet doesn't blow anymore. Is that it? So now if it gets detached, it can start swimming in a way. Well, look at that. We made life. Oh, hey, it's my all hips guy sitting around down there. I wonder if that's why the frame rate's kind of eating it. So, the problem with having this be a learning tool, right, is that it makes the wild assumption that I will be able to learn something. That I will be able to learn its lessons. I have successfully learned very little. Is having trouble with that rock. This might be the end for our little walker. Oh, no, he made it. It made him wig out. He's back to square one. What I'd be most interested in is seeing an AI learn to play this game. Having an AI create generational life is an ongoing experiment lots of people are playing around with. And it tends to be very successful at it. So I think an AI could create a very efficient critter as long as it understood how to like figure out what's successful. Uh-oh. I think he's stuck. The sucker is getting unsucked and then immediately resucking. It's trying to disconnect it, but every time it does, it just reconnects immediately. Oh, it made it. Go on, little guy. Your 3 brain cells are doing their best. Pictured me. This thing's firing more neurons than I am playing this game, I think. Or at least, I'm certainly firing neurons, but I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think this is unsuccessful as a teaching tool. It's just the problem is it requires a little bit too much base knowledge to be useful for self-learning. If you already have some like biology and neurology experience and education, then yeah, I think this can be really useful. But like for me and lots of people like me, this is just so far above their pay grade that even following the instructions comes with issues. And trying to create anything outside the instructions is just an absolute pipe dream. Basically, this game scares me way more than any horror game. Can I can I get rid of this thing? It's clearly not successful and it's causing my frame rate to tank. Yeah, okay. Oop. Now we have grabbed it. Destroy it? Did that destroy the one down here? Yeah, it looks like it did. Okay. Race courses. I have to save creatures to bring them in here. I can't just like build them while I'm here. Well, let's watch Wally. He's he's not the fastest, I've noticed. Killer weed. Also, my computer does not like that. Ah, now the jets, that's how you move. Alright, let's look at new. Now I'm having fun. Now that I don't have to do any of the thinking. Unfortunately, it seems that his brain is just not firing. Yeah, looks like he needs something to excite the jets to get them to move. Sorry, Neum, you were a loser. How about Bendy? Oh, he's bendy, alright. He's wiggling. Oh, he's getting going. Look at him go. Okay, let's make the jet engine. Let's see if I can figure out something. I don't need a pattern. We're gonna have just a few blocks. We don't need it to be flexible. We just need it to be fast. Let's give it a couple eyes. And then lots of jets. So then these two jets should get a neuron that just periodically makes them go. And we want these jets to go if the eye sees something coming up. So if it sees this rock, right, then I want to start firing this jet, because that'll make it turn away. Yeah, it should be that simple. And then I want these jets to go like regularly, but be able to be turned off by the eyes to assist in turning. So they're connected to these. But then the eyes can inhibit certain ones. These become inhibits. I have discovered the problem. Well, actually, I have created a very efficient being to find a wall and crash into it. Let's take it away from the wall and see how it does. Yeah, if it's only coming up to the wall a bit, it, like, can turn away, but once it gets both eyes on the wall, it has trouble. What if I had the eyes, like, if they both are active, then they turn on a jet that's asymmetrical that pushes it, like, back and away. It kind of works. Who needs muscles when you got jets? I call this one the basketball because it dribbles itself against the ground. Can I send... No, I guess not. Tight tunnels, you say? Sure. Well, you know what? I am 100% too stupid for this. And so I think that's it for now. It's not like there's any end goal with this. I made my own thing and it kind of worked. So I'm going to call it there. Next time, perhaps a video game with, like, game design. That would be nice, right? This is what happens when you make an edutainment game that's, like, actually educational. Is, people don't really want to play it. Oh yeah, tomorrow's a Mortician's Tale. That's a game I know is good. It's sort of visual novel-y, with some, let's just say, light gameplay elements. And I know it's good. I know it's actually really good. And it's not like the Mortician's whatever, the horror game that came out that every streamer played, you know, once and then moved on. It's not a horror game. Unless capitalism counts as horror, which, I mean, it does. Because it's very much about the horrors of capitalism invading the wholesome world of a mortuary, and how terrifying that is. That's largely what it's about. But that's for next time. See you then.